Alright, this is Pre-Algebra Review 1B. Your test is tomorrow, Wednesday, September 11th. If you have any questions, please email me tonight. For the first set of questions, it asks you to evaluate each expression for the given value of the variable. So all you're doing is taking y equals 20 and you're plugging it into y. So this one is y plus 11. I'm plugging in 20. 20 plus 11. 20 plus 11 is 31, and that's your answer. Next one, n is equal to 42. So I'm plugging it into the n right here. So it's 2 times 42, since the operation between the 2 and the n is multiplication, minus 34. 2 times 42 is 84, minus 34 is 50. Next one, 28f minus 2 for f is equal to 4. F is equal to 4, plug it in. 28 times 4 minus 2. By order of operations, I do 28 times 4 first, and that gives me 112. Minus 2 is 110. Next one, x is equal to, x is equal to 7. Okay, so I need to plug in 7 every time I see x. So it's 4 times 7 plus parenthesis 9 plus 10, another set of parentheses, and then I need to close it. Okay, and now by order of operations, I started my parentheses first. So I have 4 times 7 plus 9 plus 70. Keep in my parentheses. 9 plus 70 is 79. Okay, and 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 79 is 107. Next one, I am plugging in g equals negative 19 for g. And how I do that is I take g equals negative 19 and plug it in to the g. So that gives me negative 19 plus a negative 18. And when my signs are the same, I just add the number and keep the sign. So 19 plus 18 is 37, and I keep the sign. So my answer is negative 37. Next one, 17 minus x for x is equal to negative 5. X is equal to negative 5, plug it in. 17 minus, be careful here, minus a negative 5. Okay, that's the same thing as saying 17 plus 5. And 17 plus 5 is 22. Sorry, I got distracted. Alright, negative 8 minus w for w is equal to 71. So I have negative 8 minus 71. And that is the same thing. If I want to keep flip change, it's saying negative 8 plus negative 71. Keep my signs, add the numbers. Negative 79 is my answer. Next one, g is equal to negative 2. So I plug it in for g. 57 times negative 2 is negative 114. Because a negative times a positive is a negative. Next one, negative 22y plus 27y plus 8 for y is equal to negative 5. Okay, so every time I say negative 5, I need to plug that in for y. Okay, and negative 22 times negative 5 is positive 110. 27 times negative 5 is negative 135. And then I cannot forget about this plus 8. So then by order of operations, I work from left to right. So I have 110 minus 135, which gives me negative 25. Plus 8 is negative 17. Okay, got to make sure you use those order of operations on all these problems. Next one, 64 divided by negative x for x is equal to 8. Okay, but I can't forget that negative sign because of the negative x, which makes it a negative 8. Ta-da! And 64 divided by negative 8 is negative 8. Next one, I'm plugging in m is equal to negative 11. So I have negative 12, parenthesis negative 5, plus negative 11, close my parenthesis. I do what's in my parentheses first, so negative 5 plus negative 11, my signs are the same, so I add the numbers, and I have negative 16, and I keep my sign. And negative 12 times negative 16 is positive 197. So make sure you remember that a negative times a negative, oops, not 197, 192. A negative times a negative is a positive. Alright, now we're solving equations. So, I look at my sign, I see that it's subtraction, I need to get y by itself. So I need to add 7 to both sides. Not one side, but both sides. Negative 7 plus 7 gives me 0, that goes away, and I'm left with y equals 29. With my check step, my first step to my check is to write the original problem. Second step is to plug this in for y, just like we did on the first part. 29 minus 7 equals 22. Then you check to see if 29 minus 7 really is 22. And if it is, you know you're right. If you're wrong, you need to go back and fix it. Second one, 12 times s equals 60. There's multiplication in there, so to undo that, I do the inverse operation and I divide. I divide by my coefficient because I want to get s by itself. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Which leaves me s is equal to 60 divided by 12, which is 5. Okay, I need to check my work. First step in my check, write the original problem. Second step in my check, plug in 5. 12 times 5 equals 60. Then you really check to see if 12 times 5 is 60. It is, and so you are correct. This next one came out a little funky on my chart, but it's really Q divided by 15 equals 23. So if I have division, the inverse operation of that is to multiply both sides by the denominator, which is 15, to get Q by itself. Q is equal to 23 times 15, which is 345. Okay, to check my work, I write my original problem. Q, can't make a Q. Q divided by 15 equals 23. 345 divided by 15 equals 23. Then I check to see if 345 divided by 15 really is 23. And it is. So I am right. 15. These are two-step equations. Two-step equations. So I need to get the x by itself. Okay, the x is stuck with a 3 and it also has this minus 5. So the first thing I want to do is get rid of the minus 5. And I do that by doing the inverse operation of subtraction, which is addition. So negative plus 5 makes 0, and I am left with 3x is equal to 21. This looks a bit more familiar. Now we just have one more step to go. Okay, so there's multiplication between the 3 and the x. So to undo that, I divide. That makes 1. X is equal to 7. Now I need to check my work. First step in my check, write the problem. 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. Second step, plug in x. 3 times 7, minus 5 equals 16. 7 times 3 is 21. Minus 5 equals 16. And then I check to see if 21 minus 5 really is 16, and 16 equals 16. So I know I am right. Your check for two-step equations should never be less than 4 lines. This one, 15 minus y equals 2. I need to get this y by itself. Okay? So I need to get rid of this 2 first. My inverse operation of addition is subtraction. That goes away. I'm left with 15y equals 2 minus 2, which is 0. This is a tricky one. 15y equals 0. I need to divide both sides by 15. But I know that I can't divide 0 by 15, so this answer does not exist. Alright, last one is a word problem. Sally worked 18 hours at a coffee shop. She worked 1/6 as long as Katie. How long did Katie work? Okay, so I need to know, I'm trying to find how long Katie worked. So that is my value of x. So I know Sally worked 18. And that's 1/6 of what Katie worked. So my equation is 1/6 x equals 18. Then I multiply both sides by 6, and x is equal to 108 hours. Make sure you use that label. Okay, and then you need to check it. You need to check every equation. Write my original problem. 16x equals 18. Plug in 108. Oops. And then I check to see if that actually is equal, and it is, so I am right. Once again, please email me if you have any questions. See you tomorrow.